strong agreement.
Do you feel that science has been ignored?
Well, I mean, let's begin with that. I mean, it took a long time to get at least some degree of agreement on this limit. So I think the next step will come when the science emerges by 2013, 2014.
Do you think the U.S. is offering enough in terms of cuts in greenhouse gas emissions?
Well, as far as the U.S. is concerned, I mean, let's face it, for 8 years they had no action. So I think they really have to take one step at a time, and I hope they don't stop there.
Could you comment on Canada and the tar sands? Canada and the tar sands.
Well, I really don't know enough about that project.
What
so.
Do you feel like science is being ignored here?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
What about the finance that Hillary Clinton put on the
I
table
think that's
today?
very encouraging. That's very encouraging. That's an extremely positive step.
Dr. Pachauri, you said if people stop eating meat once a week, it would help on the issue of global warming. Why?
Why? Because according to the FAO, there are 18% of the emissions of greenhouse gases are associated with the livestock cycle. In fact, there are other estimates which indicate much higher emissions from this source. And I think if we make adjustments in our lifestyles, then even a small step like this can really make a difference. It would bring down emissions, who knows, by 3, 4 or 5%.
Just if people stop eating meat once a week?
Yeah, and they'll be healthier. I keep telling everyone, you'll be healthier and so would the planet.
Are you a vegetarian?
I've become a vegetarian for this very reason.
When did you become a vegetarian?
Well, about 7, 8 years ago.
And in terms of the goals that have been set by emission targets set by China and by the U.S., are those enough to get to 2 degrees C, or are those not fitting with the SRES scenarios that are in IPCC?
Well, it's a first step, and we have said very clearly that if we want to stabilize temperature increase to about 2 degrees Celsius, then we necessarily have to ensure that global emissions peak no later than 2015.
Would these make global emissions peak?
No, they won't. They won't. But that means the cost of reducing them later will be higher. The impacts associated with this scenario will probably be a little worse. But if that's the best that the global community wants to decide on, so be it.
But so in other words, they won't make the 2 degrees at the current levels?
Well, not immediately. I mean, you can get an overshoot scenario where you increase
but not by 2050.
No, why not? I think it can be done. Theoretically, you could increase emissions, say up to 2020, peak in 2020, and then start bringing them down rapidly.
There's a leaked UN document